Good afternoon, my name is Jalal, I'm from Maja High School, and my project is normally an I-EARN project. By I-EARN, I mean International Education and Resource Network. This year, we started a very promising project. It groups Morocco and the United States, which means you have 5 schools from Morocco and 5 from the United States of America. As you can see on the map, we have 2 privates from Jdida, Wawizelt, and Maja High School. We are doing a project with the Bronx in New York, Dream Yard Art Center. We have another one, Dream Yard Art Preparatory, and Marble Hill School in New York. Of course, on the other side, we have Chicago also, we have the MUI. We have also Chicago Vocational Career Academy and the Marine Leadership Academy. Our project, as you can see, by the way, you can see that for the first time, maybe you see that the Americans use Morocco and then they have Morocco with its Sahara. For me, this is a great success. Yes, you know, which means this is what we call the parallel diplomacy. This is very important, which means we are joining pleasure to business. You see, which means we are not just doing culture, but we are also doing politics. Now, the exchange is very easy. It's about everyday life or one day in my life. It's very easy. Now, in this project, normally students have challenges. We have 10 weeks to go. We started March. We will finish by May, by the end of May. Now, as you can see, we are working using the Adobe Connect. Why Adobe Connect? Because we have others. We have Webex, we have GoForWebinar, we have others. Now, why Adobe Connect? By the way, what we do, it is what a real virtual video conferencing. Which is my students see their American partners live, and then we do projects collaboratively. Now, I will just let you see exactly what Adobe Connect is about. Now, this tool, normally it's a powerful tool. Normally you have to pay something like $60 a month, to get connected. But because we work for the Americans, we pay. So we have to just to log on. Normally, as you can see in that screen, that's a gray screen, which you have nothing is being shared, you can share anything you want. You can turn it into a whiteboard, blackboard. You can literally write for students. And then you can share your camera so we can see people and they see you. More than this, on that corner at the bottom on the left, you can take notes, which means a reporter. And then on the left you have the chat, and then of course you have the facilitator, etc., etc. By the way, this is, and then more than that, you can record the whole session. By the way, now let me just return to the tasks we have. Now, where is it? Okay, so the first sub-team, normally we have what? We have one day in my life, this is the big theme, but we have 3 sub-teams. The first one, it is what? Snapshots of everyday life. For this week, students have to write a poem using their names. It's what we call acrostic poems. My name is Ali, for example, so A gives you a sentence and B, L, etc., etc. And then every student has to send 2 posts to their peers. It's the 2 stars and they wish that we use in the IHL sessions. And then of course you have an introduction to the post. The learning goals. And by the way, for this project there is a clear-cut curriculum, which means we don't have to go beyond or either to add or to take anything from it. No. The goals here, students will reflect and make comparisons on their daily lives. And students will create a side-by-side photo essay after a scavenger hunt. There is a gallery on the I-EARN, on this project, there's a big gallery. Students from Morocco have to take a photo of their own and another photo that relates somehow to their original photo, and they have to write an essay. This is the first challenge. And this is what we get. Now, just to have an idea about the acrostic poems, for example, the American Nia, she wrote a poem using the initials of her name, like nurturing, etc., etc. We have our students Abir and Khalid, for example, right there. All right. Now, this is everyday life photos side by side. Essays. By the way, I'm working with the Common Core students, only the Common Core, and then their English is more than amazing. The first thing they said, America said, "Hey, are they really beginners?" And then, by the way, I'm working with most of them are black people. You know, the kind of people say yo for yes. I'm really very, very happy. Now, this is for the video conference. This is what we have. As you can see, I have many examples here. By the way, we have a challenge and a game. Like, for example, the first thing we started an icebreaker. It's like 2 lies and a true fact, or a fact and a lie. We say, for example, 2 facts about Agadir are true. Like there was an earthquake in 1960. Like, for example, Agadir is a mountain in the sea, and it snows in Agadir, for instance. Our American partners have to find the 2 facts and the lie. And vice versa, of course. Now, I move on. The sub-team, the second sub-team, we have writing a poem. It's challenging for students, but we need to try to find that they can come up with amazing things. Now, normally we have a reference like where I am from. It's written by Perdomo, a Puerto Rican poet. And the second one's amazing. You are going to be very much surprised, but a beautiful surprise. Who I am. I discovered, maybe it's new for you, that one of our colleagues' poems are being taught in the United States. Habib Louay. American, he's a primary and middle school teacher. It's his poem, by the way. Who I am. Normally, yes. No, it's in English. It's written in English. The original title, it's the canvas, white space, and other things. And it was made easier for students, and they decided in both in New York and in Chicago. And they were very surprised to know that he is one of our colleagues. More than this, I promise to bring the next, the next video conference. I mean, just to make students see that he's, teacher. By the way, he's Mr. Hassan's student. By the way, Mr. Abrani's student. Now, students will craft an original poem. Now, let me just show you what exactly we have here. By the way, as you can see, we are group number 1. By the way, more than 2,500 messages have been exchanged in 2 months. And imagine what can this, do for your writing, and for everything. My group is the first one. It's this one. Fine. And just. For example, here you have the. Where is it? For example, let's take this one, for instance, this task. For this task, just to see, this is normally based on Perdomo's. What's beautiful here is that what? You have a Moroccan, one of my students writing a poem, and an American is going to comment. And vice versa. And that's the rationale behind the whole thing. We have to have this kind of interaction. Let me just show you a little bit. This is Ala from Agadir, and next you will find an American, Nisa. And then after this you will find another American, and then it's going to be commented by another Moroccan. And this goes down until the end, like this. Alright? You see, American, Moroccan, etc., etc. Now let's go back to my presentation. Here I am, it's here. Fine. As I said, students will connect individual observation to one another. Students will share original work with the live audience. Students will collaborate to create a unified poem. By the way, this is what we are working on this week. The challenge is a little bit bigger because students have to chat live, and then the American students will start by writing the first line. My students are going to write the second. They write the third, we write the fourth. And then we have to rhyme, we have to find the rhyme. Of course, teachers are there to facilitate. It's not to help, but to give some help. Alright. Now, and then after this, students will practice sequencing. It's very important for writing. You know, our colleague talked about, concession sequencing. The next sub-theme we have for next week is going to be, you may think I am, but I really am. It's about stereotyping. Here you have what? Students will present digital narratives highlighting the ways youth in America and Morocco are both stereotyped and defy stereotypes. In the beginning I thought that we are going to speak about the stereotypes Moroccans hold on Americans. But it is not. It's how teenagers are being viewed by adults in Morocco and the same in the United States. And then they are going to voice their concerns, and then how, for example, sometimes they feel hard by such behaviors. And then the final video conferencing connection is going to be there to share selected media to a global audience online, etc. Now, pedagogical merits. Really, this is the most important thing. This is a must engage in project. The first thing is a PBL, project-based learning. It starts with a driving question. There is a need to know. There is feedback. There is collaboration. There is creativity. There is everything you can think about that's going to help. It is task-based. Students have to fill out to complete tasks. It lends itself to the SBA, standard-based approach. Communication, communities, connections, culture, comparison. The 5 C's. And then, it is based on the ICT. Students have to create digital media. By the way, somebody is taking care of this part of the project. It is a specialist, somebody who has to do with how to create videos and stuff like that. And then blogging, etc. It boosts autonomy. By the way, most of the work, if not all of the work, is done at home. We don't work in the classroom at all. It means everything is done at home. It bridges students' hearts and minds. It increases motivation and enhances collaboration and teamwork. In addition to knowledge, students learn how to take responsibility, how to build confidence, how to solve problems, and how to work collaboratively and communicate ideas and be creative, etc. And then in the end, it emphasizes the real-world application of technology and skills. So far, our students know what technology is. But how much do they use to communicate, I mean, in a real world, real context? And then, it is meaningful. When learning is meaningful, it becomes enjoyable, and this is what students retain. This is not the things that students forget just when they go home. The closing of the project. It will take place on June the 2nd and 3rd in Wawizat Binimillah. Why this place? Because the whole project normally is in honor, a tribute to Christopher Stevens. He's the American ambassador who was killed in Libya, who was an English teacher in Morocco. He taught for 2 years as a Peace Corps volunteer in Wawizat. And then his colleagues who are still teaching in that high school want to give him an honor. Of course, there will be Jennifer, she's the responsible for the public affairs section in the US Embassy, Rabat, MERN President, I earn United States, and then there are going to be a lot of presentations like we have today, and discussions. There's going to be a video conference. This time it's going to be like plenary, the whole schools, 10 schools, 5 from Morocco and 5 from the United States, facilitated by Jennifer Russell. By the way, this girl, she is very, very hardworking. Il travaille comme il faut, as we say in English, like in French. I'm sorry. All right. Like and then she will be in Wawizat, and she's going to facilitate from there. Now they are doing anything that, I mean, they are trying to ask us about any constraint that we may have, including the the internet connections, including anything. More than this, they are ready to. By the way, this is a pilot project. If it works, and I feel it's going to work, you can't imagine 2,500 messages in 2 months. This is Earth smashing success, which means it has to be copied, as you know. So I encourage everybody. I will help anybody who wants to take part. My job is going to be just to connect you with the president of MERN, and then he's going to find a partner school or university in the United States. And you can, start your project. Thank you very much.